Greetings, everyone. It is GleeCon, and I'm here again, bringing you another episode of Lore of Warcraft. Thanks for clicking to watch this video. We are going to continue our completionist long playthrough Azshara on Horde. We did one episode last time where we got ourselves started, and we really did probably almost all of the quests in the zone. There's a little bit of traveling we're going to have to do in this episode. So stay a while and listen as we continue with that. Also, we've been reading non-canon. We'll catch the next one tomorrow's episode. We're reading the Warcraft Duraton novel. I think we just read chapter 9 last time, or either chapter 8 or chapter 9, where Draka finally made her way back on the scene. Alright, so we basically have done, there's 2 or 3 Horde-specific quest lines. We haven't even picked them up yet because we haven't traveled. But we did the neutral Highborn Ghost and Satyr pair right there. We started to travel. We did the neutral killed Jaden Goblin fighting Blood Elves pair of quests up there. And we are now here doing this rando quest. And then we're going to walk over and pick these 2 up before we do some traveling. The traveling is what's going to slow these episodes down. And why I think we're going to need at least this one and one more to finish the zone. So, this quest right here is called A Crew Under Fire. It is a repeatable quest. It's a placeholder, like, broken quest. It is Captain Vanessa Beltis, Lindros, her mage ally, Patrick Mills, a kind of a warrior. This person, Alexandra Blazin, fairly certain she is a paladin because she will, from time to time, reactivate a paladin aura or something on herself, or step into a warrior mode. I don't know. She does some kind of buff. And then the Horizon Scout crew, there are 6 active Horizon Scout crewmen, and 1 that is technically alive, but I'm going to say passed out drunk right there. This is a fight bunches of waves of Naga type of quest, and let's go ahead and eat some food also to kick us off. Do I have any food? That's a better question. Got the good old Wind Blossom Berry. So we'll wait until we need to eat once before we do that. And I'm going to use these grenades in this fight. Why not? Or in this set of fights. Okay. We'll talk more about the quest and why it's broken.
Ahoy, adventurer.
After we complete
Not
it.
a pretty picture, is it? The Horizon Scout at the bottom of the sea? My crew in shambles and our cargo and passengers strewn about like so much debris that you'd think this was one of Stormwind's canals after a festival. And that's not where the trouble ends.
Where does it end?
We were just off the coast looking for a safe haven to make anchor. The sun hadn't been down for more than an hour when they attacked. Those damned Naga! I'm not sure what they were looking for, but it's clear they didn't find it. They've already come back once. A couple of my scouts are on watch at the entrance of the valley to give us fair warning when the next attack comes. I'm sorry you've come along now, adventurer, but it's out of my hands. Are you ready for the fight of your life?
So it's interesting, you know, I haven't not noticed this before, but the AI reading this, because I have to imagine it's AI, but maybe it's, I don't know how voiceover works. I think it's AI because of the weird way it says some of the things, but I've never clocked this before, but you can audibly hear her breathing at the ellipses, the double dashes, and we all know AI doesn't breathe. So there's either a conscious part of the AI to make the breathing sound, because I guess if it's one of those things where you wouldn't notice it unless it wasn't there, but I guess it would sound freaky if people didn't breathe in between their words. So maybe that's it. Or maybe this is like recorded people. I needed to research it. I'm leaning towards it's just like an AI, but I don't know. Anyway, let's help defend her crew. Stand prepared. The Naga won't wait long to press their advantage once they know we're alive. I know. I think I'd like to maybe fight in here with them this time. I don't really... As long as she lives, I think it's okay. So, we're going to go ahead and drop these bad boys. Okay, I need to also drop... Let's see how it goes. Yeah. I mean, see, they're pretty good about, like, helping each other, healing each other. Okay, so that was fine. No real issues there. Now I'm just going to stay on top of my totems and do it like that. I'm not noticing any down bodies. I should have checked her life. We are getting... One of those Naga was high enough that we gained 52 XP. Par for the course with these bad boys. Oh, we are getting a devotion aura from that paladin, like I mentioned. That's a real thing. Okay. So either I am getting or they are getting hit by crossbolts. I'm not sure. I don't particularly care. I just got hit by one crossbolt. Yeah, see. Whoa, what the heck was that? That one, I have never seen that spell cast. Okay, so they held their own. She was above half-life. So that was pretty fine. I've never seen that weird lightning, like a mixture of like a lightning arcane missile burst thing. I've never seen that cast by any in-game mob before. So that's interesting. Time to drop my totes. My totes, my goats, real soon. So like I said, well, I think I said this on the previous episode. I want to say there were 6 waves to this fight. That was 2 waves we've done. So far, so good. The problem is that the final wave, I think it's glitched out and they don't help you. Because with the help here, it's pretty easy. So we get their devotion aura, giving me an extra 505 armor. Look at this. There's pretty solid amount of time in between each wave. So maybe if I this time bring the girl into the fray. Someone took out my fire totem. So they are not... They're helping, okay. And they are they are going after my fire totems here and there. That's interesting. That was a pretty easy one. Pretty easy wave. Nope, not chain heal. Okay. Not too shabby. 3 waves completed. And that time the caster, the witch or whatever she was, just came right up into our business. I believe these back half waves get a little tougher because the witches out there are B-words. Okay, they took down one of my totems. Took down 2 of my totems. Okay. What am I missing? Yeah, they just did it again. So, mana totem. Hey there. Okay, so that's cool. Alright. Still none too shabby after all of this stuff. That's 4 waves done. I've never hung back this much and let them take on as much of the work, and I think this might be the secret to being successful on this quest. So, I think this wave is... Oh, we have 3 of the mage casters, too. I want them to come in. I want these witches coming in here so I can have everybody help me. Maybe she just cast that thing. I don't know what that... another witch right there. Okay.
Need help?
All right, they seemed fine. She was better than she was that second wave, so really not a lot to stress about. So keep those totems up as much as I can. So I never even really had to. I think that was the fourth wave. Not 100%. Like I said, I will be on the one where they fight me as well. I'm gonna keep this open to use some other stuff. I will at least. Oh yeah, see her protection aura just wore off. Her devotion aura is not on me anymore. So I don't know what the deal is with that. A couple of them are acting like they're in combat mode, but a couple are not. Okay. Okay, so here we go. This is where... Oh, that stunned them too. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah. Those guys are helping with guns, which is cool. Yeah, she hit. I truly don't know if what they're doing, like, yeah, it seemed like, I don't know that that was the hard one, but they are not helping with this fight. That's pretty cool, though, that this grenade, yeah, it also stunned them. That was a huge help. Okay, so that was it. We did survive. I didn't even have to use a buff, but I did use one stun grenade. That's probably a good PvP grenade.
Can I help you? You've done it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Surely this was one of the most brutal battles I've ever taken part in. I can't thank you enough. I only wish more of my crew could have lived through this trial. I would ask you to speak to any surviving passengers from the Horizon Scout. Some of them had business in the area and may have a request or two of you if you're willing. Again, thank you for all your help.
600 XP, and you could now do it again infinitely. Whoops. So that is just one of the weirdo quests. So people on the internets speculate that this is an example of why this zone is just unbaked. It wasn't ready to come out of the oven when the game released, and then they never got around to finishing it. You have that quest, which seems to indicate it would maybe unlock the rest of the zone. You have a Horizon Scout crewman there. You have the people standing next to her, and then you even have this little gnomish shop over there that would perhaps be cool. We are going to water walk ourselves now along the coast out to Duke Hydraxis. So we just don't want to aggro anything to break our water walking. But, oh my. We only have 7 casts of water walking. So I guess we have not been fighting mobs that will bequeath fish oil upon us anytime soon. That's lame. Imagine having to go and, like, farm fish oil? No, I would just... let's not use water walking. Water breathing, I'm fine on. You just need that spell much less. Water walking, like now, is a good use. Okay, so... we're walking around here. We're going to pick up these 2 quests from Duke Hydraxis, and then we're going to travel. So we have a couple things that we need to do. We need to go to Magatha in Thunder Bluff. We need to go to Undercity. We need to go to Jes'rimon, which is Org. In Org, we have a quest to pick up. In Undercity, we have a quest to pick up. We also have, in Silithus, we will have to do something for the Duke. And in... Eastern Plaguelands. So Eastern Plaguelands, that's going to be when we're in Undercity. So I think what we're going to do after we pick this up is Hearth to Orgrimmar. We're going to pick up the Betrayed quest line. I think that's the only one. Let's peek. I mean, he'll give us a go back. Jes'rimon will. Yeah, I think the Betrayed questline is the only one we're going to have to work with. Ah, dang it. Saw it, but it's too late. And now we're going to be wasting another. No buffs right now. Not a single one. Saw it, but it was too late. Dag, snatch it. It's still being shot at? Oh my gosh. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Oh man, I'm an idiot. The second that I cast it, he was aggroing on me. Well, that Earthbind totem did nothing. Okay, now a third time, let's try it. Okay, so we just wasted a bunch. We are down to only having 5 casts of water walking here. Yeah, I guess you kind of scope the horizon like that. You can see. Anyhow, we've got to pick up the Betrayed quest. When we go to Orgrimmar, then we will Zeppelin over to Orgrimmar. Undercity. We'll do the Andron Gant. Similar process. There's that Alliance helipad that we had. We will also pick up Seeping Corruption. And we will give them a donation of our rune cloth in Undercity, which will open up some of our inventory spots. That's useful. Yeah, I just have this dagger because it's better than nothing for stats. It gives me some spirit when I go in full heal mode. Yeah. We will eventually develop an entire healer kit. I'll have one kit that I keep for my PvE, and then I will keep in my bag a second set of gear that is all healer specific. That's my plan with this girl, to go full healer. I don't know, I still haven't decided who is going to be my end game. Who do I bring to end game for raiding? It might be her, simply because she could go healing spec, and I just focus on healing gear, and then she could have spot in raids. I don't care that much, and I do not want like these major spots. I just want to be able to run each raid in each dungeon enough times that I can do whatever quests are needed in the game. That's it. So if I have to do attunement or blah blah blah, I just need that stuff, which means I might have to run some things multiple times. If we get to the spot in the game though where we're just repetitively running stuff, we are going to pivot over to one character. Anything that's not faction specific anymore, once we get to that point in the game, and then we may phase it out. Alright, so we're going to pick up the 2 quests. This is, I am Hydraxis, Duke of the Water Lords. You are not an elemental and so cannot understand our struggle. But perhaps we can strike a deal that will benefit us both. Poison water. A force of elemental scouts was sent to the eastern plaguelands of Lordaeron, and the disease of that place twisted and infected them. The Water Lords cannot allow this affront to our purity. Take this vial. In it is a quantity of one aspect of Neptulon. If used on the plagued elementals, it will fight the poison within their bodies and cure them. But their inner conflict will drive them into a surging madness. Defeat the discordant surges and bring me their braces of binding. And stormers and rompers. We, the elementals of water, wage war with those beings of the lesser elements. You are truly our ally in this conflict, then show me your conviction. Look at that racism. The other elements are the lesser elements. Far to the south in the desert land of Silithis, the servants of air and earth scurry in a corner of rock named the Crystal Vial. They protect items of power from smaller beings, mortals. And although I do not know why they do this, I wish to foil their efforts. Go to the Crystal Vale in Silithis and defeat our enemies, then return to me, the Crystal Vale. I don't know why I said Vial so many times. Alright, so we're going to go to the spreadsheet here. A couple things. Bum, bum, bum. We did the crew under fire. That's fully done. By the way, if you notice, I've just barely been creeping through blasted lands. We'll talk about some of that today. Holy freaking goodness. Okay, so Horde's going to take us a little more, so we're going to extend there some. The crew under fire is done, and then we just picked up these two. I guess one of them is lower level than that. Poisoned water and stormers and rumblers. We're getting pretty close. Closer than it looks. Alright, here we go. Time to Hearth. Go ahead and move this one up here. Yeah, so I have been working on Blasted Lands, trying to get us ready. Like I said before, it is so... Furry-nay. Meth-nay. Weird. I don't know what the, obsession is with leaving dead bodies in Orgrimmar, but if you're gonna do it, make it funny. Like, why? When it's just like that, Furry-nay and Meth-nay, that's not funny. Like the one that was, political or whatever, okay, you're making a political statement at least, I guess. So you have your convictions, whatever they may be, whether they are agreeable to the masses or not. You're edgy and political, but text messages. Oh, it's my mom. She can wait. All right, so here's Jes'rimon. The upstairs portion of the alchemy. Maybe we should go to the bank too and offload some of our stuff. We can do that in Undercity. So here's the guy we have to turn into. I believe it's a troll, yep. Jes'rimon out here. He has bone-bladed weapons, which is an Ungoro Crater quest.
I give you warm greetings, adventurer, as does the Shattered Hand. Do not look so surprised, adventurer. There be shadows even on the highest perches of Orgrimmar. Something must hide there. The Shattered Hand take that role willingly. Thrall, even in his good heart, acknowledged that the hand be necessary to ensure orc and troll safety. But you not here to talk about my business. You here for something else.
Alright, so this is a rogue that we're helping out. We helped out a powerful archmage that may or may not also be a dragon. And now we're going to be helping out an elite-ish level troll. Pretty solid troll rogue.
Spirits be with
Yes.
you, man.
What you be needing, Mum? I got many things to be taken care of today, and you not be on the agenda as one of them. Pissed me to make sure that changes.
Ah, Jedika be sending her package all the way from Azshara. Good. I be waiting on this. Jedika, now that be a fine woman. Deadly, too. What could be better? Look at this. The tablet be in perfect condition. You make a good messenger, adventurer.
Take this letter to Jedika. Let her know that our deal has been beneficial, and I be pleased with her work. You tell her she come back to Orgrimmar fast, and Jes'rimon make sure he take good care of her. Tell her that, and maybe in the future, I have need of your services again, adventurer.
He will, and I think part of it is that this is a breadcrumb. The first one was a kind of a breadcrumb to let you know that that guy existed. Now this guy is a breadcrumb to get us that bone-bladed weapons. Let's go ahead and mark that out on the spreadsheet as well. So that was Jes'rimon. Delivery to Jes'rimon, all done and buttoned up. And then he got us back Jes'rimon's payment to Jedika. We gotta extend the length of it a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna be ready to go back to her soon. My guess, they don't ever get into what that was about. What would he need some kind of mysterious tablet for? I can only think of two things. Either it's going to be poison related, because the rogues do traffic in that. And it would make sense considering, you know, you're bringing it, they've straight up said that's why the Undercity wants it. Or it is going to be shadow related. Those are the two that are only two things that a rogue would really care about. So really, we are getting into that a lot. So that's what this Naga stuff seems to be about. All right, here's Betrayed.
Betraying, thieving woman. That's what I call her. That's all she'll ever be. I may have made a grave mistake, adventurer. I trusted a blood elf. What's worse, I trusted a woman. She claimed Azshara would hold great riches, powerful items. I simply send some warriors with her to protect her, and I would be rewarded. Well, look who's the fool. She's killed them all. I want vengeance, adventurer, but I can't afford to send anyone else. Find Agator at Valormok, north of the Haldar encampment. He'll tell you more.
Okay, so first of all, I guess that place is called Valormok right there. They actually named that camp Valormok. But second, so this is also interesting that Valormok is, the Blood Elves were, the Horde is helping the Blood Elves, which is, that's a thing. But they betrayed them and killed them, so that lends itself more to the future story of like, hey, this these particular Blood Elves are just mean, naughty, evil Blood Elves. Because I talked about on the last episode, like, how do they reconcile that fact that you as Horde are killing so many of them? We're just gonna lighten our load a little bit here if we can.
Would you rather trust your goods with a goblin?
Which I'm not even sure that we can. I mean, we have these massive stacks of cured thick hides. There's this warbear leather. I don't really know what I need warbear. I guess I don't want to toss any of the leather to the side. Now this shield, actually, oh, that's offhand. That is a pretty cool legendary shield. I actually don't think we have anything we can offload. Unless I wanted to offload a couple Hearts of the Wild. Yeah, let's do that. That's something that we can offload. Oh, I don't know why I have a single delicate feather down there. What the heck? A 20 stack of iron feathers. I will offload those. I don't know that we even really have recipes that deal with that. Cured thick hides. Those are fine. I think the rest we're okay on. Yeah, this stuff is going to be like, okay. Alright, well, we found that I've been holding on this dumb feather. We offloaded a couple. Okay.
Victory.
And we'll get a little bit more. We're going to get, really what's going to free up the most of our spaces when we go drop off some of that. We'll get 4 slots back dropping off rune cloth. And then we're very close. We are like just one more, finishing out this stack to finishing out a second rune cloth stack. That would be cool. We're not quite there yet, so.
Greetings.
Alright, let's just sell this one delicate feather that I've been keeping forever. Cool. Alright, now the journey to Undercity. Here we go. Yip yip. So people are talking like, maybe that like, I don't know. First of all, time freaking flies. If we're seriously about to drop midnight this year, then, and not like a year from now, then time flies. I cannot believe it's been 2 years since the last expansion. That, because I know they did the reveal. Or unless they've accelerated the time, something has happened. Either they accelerated the timeline. I'd say when we look, actually, I want to look that up, because if that's the case, this is the first time in a very long time since like Legion days that I have missed out. Legion and Mists of Pandaria I missed those 2 expansions, and then I haven't missed any others. I've been part of every single expansion before and after. Those 2 I just wasn't really playing. This time I've been active and playing the entire time. I don't miss a day, pretty much. So when did the War Within? The War Within release date. Okay, that came out last year, 1 year ago. So yeah, we were only halfway into this cycle. Warcraft Midnight release date. Okay, so they're pushing. All right, so if the other one came out in August, so it's not supposed to come out. Oh, it just says before. Yeah, so anyway, it's not supposed to come out until next summer. All right, that lets me pump the brakes a little bit, because everybody's talking like Midnight is coming out tomorrow. And I'm like, holy crap, has time gone by that fast? So there we go. They might accelerate that by a month, but that's more acceptable. I do not feel like I'm living in the War Within world for 2 years now. Which gives us time. Gives us time to at least start playing retail again. Yeah, I really am torn. Things are going slow. We have this, we have Sunken Temple. I mean, we have Blastlands. So I guess we can talk about the Blastlands journey right now. It's just really slowing me down, and I worry that every zone of the remaining other 5 zones is going to hit me in some similar way. So it's making this end of the game a grind. So in Blasted Lands, you have a few that start off very easy, just basically breadcrumb, little quick things for Alliance specific only. Cool. Then you go in and half the zone, there are 5 quests that are completable by both factions. So that means I've got to do them. That's 10 quests I have to do. And then they have an identical repeatable version, so it doubles them. So that gives me 20 quests. The problem is that each of those quests requires you to get 6 to 12 items that drop from the mobs in the area. Okay, so the way that Blasted Lands is sort of set up, for those of you that are unfamiliar, let's go into the Blasted Lands here. Okay, so right here you have the Alliance base. There is no Horde base. Then you have everything that's, see, this is kind of gray. Everything, let's say that there's an imaginary line right here. Everything, there's a couple little mountains right here. There's one random broken one who gives you a couple quests right there. And I imagine, and then this guy, the fallen hero, the ghost, he sets you up with a little quest line. So we will have those that are actually like quest line dependent. These 2 blood elves are the ones that set you up with the actual quests I'm talking about. Half the quests in the zones come from here. The other half come from those 2 guys. That's it. That's all that's in the zone. So this little loop, because there's a couple little mountains, it's kind of more like a figure 8. Those 2 areas comprise the entire zone, because everything in here is like level 62 elite demons. It's probably some endgame crap, or maybe you're never supposed to go there. I don't know, but there's also some place, I think right here, is the Dark Portal. So that's not part of it. I mean, that might be part of some of the questing, but that's not part of this figure 8 loop that I'm talking about. So you have a figure 8 loop that's kind of like this. It doesn't include this little nub down here. It doesn't include this area because that's the Alliance base. So a little figure 8. There's a couple of orcs in here. There's fellhounds that populate all throughout the land also. And then there are the mobs of the zone. And they're sprinkled more or less in different pockets, but more or less throughout the whole area. There are scorpions, vultures, hyenas, boars, basilisks. That's it. Scorpions, vultures, hyenas, boars, basilisks. 5 types of mob for 5 types of quest. every quest has you getting some version of them. There are 3 physical related quests, strength, agility, and stamina, that have you killing their respective things. So for instance, for the stamina, you're going to need to kill a bunch of boars and maybe a few of 2 of the others. For the agility, you need a bunch of scorpions and a couple of 2 of the, it's always a 3-2-1. So like 3 scorpion, 2 vulture, 1 boar, or whatever. And then for the strength, I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was hyena? Give you the strength? But I don't fully remember. It's not vulture, because then for the 2 intelligence, it's even worse. You need 10 of one and 2 of another. So, for whatever reason, they upped it to 10. And that you need 10 basilisks for the intelligence, and you need 10 vultures for the spirit. So it's not vulture for intelligence. It must be hyena for strength. The problem is that the drop rate is maybe around 1 in 3, if I'm estimating. Feels worse sometimes, but every now and then you can get a good RNG run, which to me is a solid. Let's just look it up, actually. Let's look at Basilisk Brain, because that's what you get from the Basilisk. That will give us a general idea of what the drop rate is. 37, 35%, yeah. So we're sitting right there at a 1 in 3 drop rate. Just above, but for all intents and purposes, 1 in 3. That's probably true. That feels right for all of them. The problem is that there's 2 major problems. So when you turn the quests in, 2 things happen. 1, you are immediately given a 1 hour long buff. 2, you are given a consumable item that can replicate the exact same buff. These buffs are mutually exclusive. So for instance, if you get the strength one, you cannot also get the dexterity one. 2, they don't stack. So, if you use the consumable, that will just reset your buff if you still have it active. And the consumables, you can only carry 1 of each. So that does, thank the Lord, help some, because it puts a mitigating limit on how much people would farm these buffs, because you can only carry 1 with you. You could, I guess, through the gyrochromatic thing, you could bank 1 and save 1. That's it. And then you would have this buff twice, because the buff is plus 25 for an hour to whatever particular stat you've selected. So 25 to an hour is not nothing. Like, that is it's a solid buff. The fact that it's just to 1 stat, whatever, but so what that means is that, well, raiders, if they have raids going on that day, will constantly come and farm this. Also, the things that you need to turn in these buffs, you do not need to be on the quests, and you can collect as many as you want. So that means, hooray, we're going down to Andron, Gant, and then we're going to go get CP Corruption. That you will always have people, you'll even have like warriors out there farming the brains, because you can farm it to give to your guild. So there is always someone farming this zone. Always. Not a lot. Not as bad as like when you're in Winter Spring and they've got full-on teams farming. Because ultimately, even if you farmed, someone would have to go and you'd have to go to Blasted Land to turn it in. And maybe it's part of the prep process. I'm not all up in that scene, so I don't know how vital it is, but I know people seek it. I've heard people talking about it before. Well, isn't this a surprise? An adventure? What can I do for you?
Beware the living.
Yeah, take some coin. Get you some new armor or something. This'll bring a shiny gold or 2 to the right people.
Here, take this to Jadiga. Good luck to you.
Alright, and that's it. Now, I guess that's why he had such loose lips, as she mentioned before, because he's a drunkard. And we don't really learn a lot about it, but that's fine because they already told us he's straight up working on this poison, which is like the real main goal that Sylvanas has everyone working on. That's batch of ooze. There we go.
See that Tauren behind me? The one who looks like she's going to be ill at any moment? She was in Azshara recently. She claims she was wounded by some Naga while making her way through the ruins of Eldorath. After fighting off a few of them, she took a break on the beach and drank from one of the tide pools. Now she's feeling nauseous, among other things. I'd like to find out what she drank. Take this box. In it are some empty vials I labeled. Fill each at different pools and come back.
Aye, aye, Captain. Alright, so we are going to... Now we're going to leave Undercity on foot and walk our way through the Western Plaguelands into the Eastern Plaguelands to finish the poison water. We're going to get that one done today. We'll look at time when we're on that way. So basically, this woman was fighting the Naga. I assumed she was poisoned, and then she drank from the pools around the... Now think about that. We talked about last time we did like a historical deep dive about Azshara and how it came from and what the lore of Azshara is, and not that most of you guys need to know, but it's fun to review that stuff together. And so we're looking at, when you look at Azshara, you're looking at ground zero for the biggest apocalypse thus far that Azeroth has ever seen. So it makes sense that there would be some arcane or fell malignant remnants in the zone, in the area, in the pools and all that stuff. And this Tauren, after fighting, I'm assuming being wounded, maybe this combination, she drank from these pools and now she looks terrible. So she has been poisoned, and you know the Forsaken love that. So what we're supposed to do is go back and get samples from the pools, and let's see if we can figure out what's going on. So that's just going to send us to the beaches of Azshara to go collect water from pools. Very simple. And we'll do that when we're back organically, when we are back in Azshara anyway. So when we land in Azshara, we are going to just turn in these things to Jadiga and then make our way out, because we have to go back to turning the Duke Hydraxis stuff. We'll collect the pools on the way. But trade does have some other steps to it. I don't know exactly what.
What? You've got the hang of it.
Sell.
I can't teach you anymore, but talk to Arthur Moore, a Forsaken who works in the Rogues Quarter of the Undercity.
We got a human warrior, level
Tell him I
29.
sent you.
My guess is they are potentially trying to make their way out to Scarlet Monastery, maybe waiting for a posse. So, one of the annoying things about Western Plaguelands is they felt like, well, it's just so close to the capital, we're not going to give them any flight path. So anything you want to do in the Western Plaguelands, you can either base it out of Undercity or the neutral Lights Hope Chapel, which is even further away, unless maybe you're doing this side. So it's actually worse to be Horde in this zone. Although you do get this base of operations right here. Later on in retail, that has changed. They've put flight paths everywhere, and flying is so easy. I just... The more I play this, actually, and the more I've been disconnected from retail, the more I do pine for certain things retail offers. But I'm sure if I go back, once we're playing retail for a while, I will miss some of the things about this. But I'm most excited to see the evolution, to see the lore evolution, and the fact that we will get it at a faster clip. Here's the Bulwark. This is the base of Western Plaguelands questing. We will be doing that soon. A couple more zones. We have Ungoro Crater to do next, and then we will have Blasted Lands, and then we'll do a Sunken Temple run, and then we'll be here. So I'm hoping. Now Blasted Lands is this zone we will finish. Not this zone, but Azshara here we'll finish that this week. This upcoming week. I'll finish it probably when I do my Thursday long play. Unless we hit like a major snafu. Like I said, we're going to check time. Let's so we're at the halfway point right now, so we're doing pretty solid. We're going to pick up these guys. This won't take us that long, and then we'll hearth back to Orgrimmar. From Orgrimmar, we will fly over to Thunderbluff to do that small portion. And then we will fly down, like I said, we do not have it on this account yet. We don't have Silithus flight path. So we'll fly down from Thunder Bluff down to Ungoro Crater and walk from Ungoro Crater into Silithus. All of that we should be able to do, and then we'll be able to walk over to this area to fight the Stormers. Will we be able to complete the entire Stormer fighting? I'm not sure. Will we be able to do part of it? That's the question mark. But when that's all done, we will then hearth back to Orgrimmar and fly from Orgrimmar back to Azshara to go drop off the Betrayed. And this is probably going to be, this will be our episode on Thursday. That'll be a quick flight. Then we will drop off, complete the Betrayed quest line, turn this in, or get the water, make our way out to turn those two. So I don't remember how long the Betrayed quest line is. If we look again at our spreadsheet, you'll see we're doing that a lot. There are 4 steps to Betrayed. Just don't remember what they are. So that means this upcoming weekend we will start Ungoro Crater. I do anticipate Ungoro Crater probably taking 5 to 6 episodes per, so 12 episodes. We do 3 a week. So it will take us, 10 to 12. It'll take us roughly 4 weeks. So it'll be like late September by the time we finish Ungoro Crater at this rate that I'm going. Again, I can maybe step this up at some point in the time, but this is, with my work schedule, it's better for me to do this and for us to do some of the non-canon lore outside, which will then open up Blasted Lands. And Blasted Lands, let's get back to me whining and moaning about Blasted Lands. So I don't know how long the back half quests are going to take. I hope to maybe get there today on my prep account. I will say that because of that constant grinding, if you are just walking around collecting the mobs, fighting and killing mobs, it usually takes me a minimum of 30 minutes, sometimes as much as about an hour, to get the materials needed for one of the quests. We will have to do that 10 times on each account. So we're looking at least, at the rate that we're going, 5 to 10 hours of playtime just to do that. Well, that's like 7 or so episodes. Yeah, that's anywhere from like 3 to 8 episodes right there. Now I'm hoping we can speed it up if instead we do runs and we just stack. We do them organically as we play and do the other things. We stack all of the quests at once because I knock things out one at a time. So then if one of the problems that you'll have is, let's say you're hunting the boars and you need a bunch of boars. The boars might share a spawn spot with basilisks. And if you don't need basilisks, you're killing these boars, and then eventually the shared spawn spot every now and then will hit a basilisk which you never kill, and then you're down to a pool of like 5 boars in the whole zone that will continue to only spawn boars, and you're just waiting for them to respawn, doing loops and loops and circles of the zone. So what I hope is that if we kill everything and we just start collecting stacks, we do some quick math at the beginning. So like, okay, well, I think we have a basilisk that one of the quests that you do twice requires 1 basilisk brain, so that's 2 brains, and 2 of them require 10. So we're going to need 22 basilisk brains, and we're going to need whatever, like 26 vulture gizzards. So if we make a kind of grocery list at the start, and then we just constantly kill everything we see as we go, that might make things run a little faster. I actually have to imagine it would make them run a lot faster. And that's kind of my plan, to speed some things up, and then, but it is still going to take. Oh, hey, that's someone in my guild. Oh, that's in my guild on my shaman. It's still going to probably take us like 3 episodes worth of time to get all this done. Maybe 2 if we're lucky. Alrighty, so here we go. We can now start killing for the... Okay, these are the plague. Well, it was called something, but now it's a discordant surge. I don't know if I want to drop totems for these guys or not. They do this magical thing, which I can't get around. It reduces my swim speed and my agility. They are not immune to nature. Probably when we fight the other kinds of stormers, they will be. The other ones are so closely linked together, we're going to be just fine using our totems in place of our lightning shield. Okay, so that's one. We need 12 of these guys. Don't like that agility debuff that they've given us. That is, okay, yeah, they're called Plague Ravagers. Okay. This is a opposite. There's not a dearth of these guys. Fine. The only thing they really do is hit us with that drowning death. We will stay out of the water as much as possible, so it's not really an issue. I don't know. Yeah, I'll just hit myself with that from time to time. Unfortunately, I'm going to be losing my my chance of proccing the Wind Fury weapon more because of the stupid curse. Alright, not too shabby. And we're fine healing, and we'll use some resources as needed. I think I'll save my mana for the healing process. Defense at 291. We could fish here too if we want, but I don't want to do fishing. I'm going to use fishing with extra time. I think what I'll do now, instead of doing it every time we level up, is when we have some time, I will get ourselves to 300 fishing slowly. Okay. Yeah, at the rate we are outpacing our rejuvenation of... Oh, but these enchanted waters, I think, are tied with or lower than... Yeah, they're lower than Moonberry Juice, so we'll be guzzling those bad boys. Ooh, yes. Tell me more about your guzzling. Gosh. I don't even know about myself sometimes. Okay. It's time to start guzzling. Yeah. There we go. I do like that crit. I do like that crit, baby. This is really Nature Swiftness, not a bad cooldown time either. There we go. More water. I mean, I'll take the water. We could use it for sure. But it will be our top of the list water completion. Tempted to... I mean, I want to save my mana, but I am tempted to... Yeah, they keep reapplying that drowning death, so... Again, reapply. We're just going to ignore that. We also do have the mana and health being rejuvenated. Yikes, don't like that. Gotta do an in-combat heal because they had some good hits on me. The tree is blocking my view and I don't like it. Well, plenty of water. We're getting a whole freaking stack of water here. Like, you can do what I'm doing right here because that water has a pretty solid range. Just patrol the edges. Especially since our swim speed is down. I don't want to waste any water walking for this. Someone must have been out here doing some killing because usually you can get a lot of the people in this lake. Just out there. Oh, there's one right there. I didn't see that guy. Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's me. I usually, I mean, every now and then I'll find somebody out here. This is a blighted surge comparing to the poison one that we were on. And they just he keeps reapplying that. So I guess it would be a choice that you would have to make if you wanted. If you had the ability, the couple classes that have the ability to remove magic effects. Paladin being one of them. You could consider. Do you even? I mean, also some classes it's not worth it. Like who cares? If I was a mage, who cares? Caster class basically. Yeah, there you go. We're getting some good hits. 59, yeah. We're doing good on both our characters too. Globe of water. Don't know what we use those for as a leather worker. We shall see. Alright, so we have 7. Making good progress. This is pretty good. There's no farming element. It's just walking from one to the next. Same thing with the other one that we do for the Hydraxian Waterlords and Silithus. Mob density and stuff is not a problem. I think this questline is also like, it's really just, I believe, getting yourselves in good situation with the Hydraxian Waterlords. The sole purpose is to get solid fire resistance gear, which is specifically useful for like molten core raid, stuff like that. Outside of that, I don't think it really matters. This is getting a little bit tight. It's getting a little bit dicey. And these guys, we're actually killing them at like this perfect clip that I haven't even needed to use any of that water. But we will. It's coming soon. We're getting closer and closer. Edging our way to that moment in time. When we don't get a crit on the healing wave, I think after this fight we're gonna have to finally drink one of them. Which we made 9 out of the 12 fights. Alright. We will. Let's drink one. We already have 16. A 16 stack we've gotten from these guys, so that's gonna be helpful. Actually. So we have 3 more of these to kill. Time going pretty well. Yeah, still have half an hour left. We will walk over here to this flight path just to get it since we're here. And then it's going to be a hearth back to Orgrimmar. So this, by the time we do that, it'll be a little bit more than 5 minutes. Then we will fly from Orgrimmar to Thunder Bluff, so it will probably be at around 20 remaining minutes at that point in time. Turn that stuff in, fly to Silithus. So we'll get to Silithus with probably only 5 to 10 minutes. By the time we actually get to those Stormers, probably going to have 5 to 10 minutes of episode time left. Which is not going to be enough to kill all 30. But we can at least get, you know, a few kills in. So get the kill count started, which is actually kind of similar to what we did with hit one of the others. There we go. With Glee Contessa, I think we walked out there and, or I did that on another account. I don't remember, but I feel like I went out there and logged off. Maybe we, I don't know who it was with. Maybe we did it after because I needed a Hearthstone cooldown. I don't know. This has taken us. Yeah, I had to do that. It was too risky. So this, as a frame of reference, this will have taken us about 10 minutes. So not that bad of a quest. And then when you compare it with what I was talking about before, where we're going to go out to. This time I'm going to drop full. This is our last guy. We can go ahead and do whatever we want with this bad boy. We will punish you. Evil, evil. Uh-oh. You don't want. Oh. I don't want to fight a putrid gargoyle on top of it. Okay. Got him. Alright, so we are now going to make our way over to... This is where I was... I had a rich thorium vein that I was mid-mining that someone came and yoinked from me on the Alliance account. You got to hear me whine and moan about that too. The theme of this episode. Gleekon, a whiner and a moaner. Just like, that is just so rude. You know? It's the kind of thing... It's like if you stole my chips at the grocery store. Which I don't back off of my point. You know, actually, I thought about it in real life the other day. I was picking my son up from high school. Because, you know, he's a freshman. He can't drive yet. But he's... so I'm now, you know, coming and getting... I'm on pickup duty the way that timing works out. Between, like, where his school is and when I get out of work and when he gets out of school. So it's now, for the first time in a really long time, I'm on carpool duty to pick a kid up from school. So it's been going for a couple weeks, and I'm picking up my son, waiting in the carpool line. And the worst thing about the high school carpool line is it's like 20% teachers trying to get the heck out of school. So teachers pulling out of the parking lot. And then it's like 50% or more high school kids leaving themselves. Like, leaving. Oh, look, there's an Argent Rider. That's kind of cool. I do look forward to doing the Playlands. This is a dope zone. One of my favorite zones. We're just here for the flight path. We're not even going to fly it. We're not investigating the shops. Look at that. That's cool, too. Packmaster Stonebruiser.
Our caravans go out about twice a day. But I'll be damned if the Scourge haven't gone out of their way to stop Diddy.
Where would you like to fly to?
Show me where I can fly everywhere. What's your name?
Will come.
Georgia. Oh, we can't Hearth, but we can use Astral Recall. I am fine with that. Okay. So, one of the two quests have been done. I don't think I'm gonna have to look and make sure I picked up the quest correctly. Alright, so let's go sell. I can also go throw this globe of water. Actually, there's nothing to sell, but I can repair. And then... globe of water I can throw in the bank because I'm not going to just take one inventory slot up for one globe of water. That's silly.
Well met.
Yeah, there's nothing to sell because I'm going to keep those waters. And then we're going to go to the flight path here and fly to TB Thunder Bluff, baby.
Would you rather trust your goods with a goblin?
Oh yeah, I have a few of those. Okay, so... Yeah, so anyway, you know, you got other parents like me. We're probably about a third of the people there. You have a chunk of teachers that are trying to escape, and then you have a ton of high school students that are just learning how to drive, or they're young, or whatever. Anyway, and this guy, so it's very slow, and there's a lot of different lanes that kind of merge into it. It's like trying to leave a football game or a concert or something where it's so many different lanes, and you basically find yourself in the old customary
you haven't lived until you've looked
driver's
down on the world from the back of a wind rider.
Courtesy where as you're driving and everyone's trying to get out, you let one person go, and then you go. You're up, you know, it's that kind of unspoken social contract. You're kind of obligated. It's you're not obligated, but if you don't want to be a jerk, you try to let one person go. But anything beyond that, you know, they gotta wait. And if everyone just lets one person go, you're having your turn. And there's so many on things that when it trickles back, when you first get in the line, like, you're not moving for 5-10 minutes at a time because the trickle, everyone is letting one person go from all of these different outlets. So it's so slow for you to actually get to move forward. It's a real pain in the butt. Anyway, this kid, teenager, like, I let my one go and I start rolling forward, and he just intentionally crammed his way in the line. Like, I had two choices, which was hit this kid which I was strongly tempted to do, because I have a pretty big truck, and he just had some young, whatever, like a beater, two-door, you know, sports-esque kind of car, but like nothing in good repair. It's a teenager's car. But I was strongly tempted to just run this car over, because he forced himself, and it was really, I had to fight every urge to like not tailgate him, to not, because I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. I don't usually do that. I will, and I make mistakes on the road. I'm not infallible. That my mistakes can sometimes be construed as jerkish, or every now and then, you know, I might do something where I'm pulling onto a road where the speed limit's 55. That car's pretty far back. It might have to slow down if I pull on. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna pull on and see if I can gun it and get up to speed without slowing them down, and sometimes I'm wrong. So, anyway, my thought in this whole process, when I was so annoyed, it literally like lived rent-free in my head for like an hour, and here I am now, like a week later, and I'm bringing it up. So, just the complete nonchalance, the kid driving the car did not GAF. They did not care at all. They knew exactly what they were doing, and they just went and did it and took it. And I thought to myself, like, okay, I don't want to overgeneralize. Like, I think it's instinct with old timers like me. It would be a gut instinct to be like, the youth these days, geez. But I don't think that behavior is like indicative of the youth these days. Here's a neat little flyover of a little base in a little cave over here as we fly into Mulgore, that dwarven area. I think there's always people like that, and I think just because you do something like that in one moment, you might later on reflect on it and be like, I probably shouldn't do that in the future. But it is just, it's also like, I think to myself, what would that person said if I talked to them about it, you know? Would they have been like it's not a situation where they could be like, yeah, my bad. They knew what they were doing. They knew they wanted to get out one car length faster, and so they broke the common social norms, common courtesy, the unwritten rules of getting the heck out of a carpool line. They broke that to save themselves ultimately like 15 seconds of their life, because they just got out one car earlier. The next car would have let them out and cost me 15 seconds of my life. So it's not like this ultimate thing, but if everybody did that, then more car accidents would happen. So there's a reason why we have these social contracts, why we have these unwritten social cues, because if everybody acted like that, you would have more car accidents, public safety would go down, it would become like Mad Max Road Warriors anytime you were trying to get out of a parking lot. So we don't do life like that, because we've realized a little inconvenience now, that 10-15 second inconvenience, makes the entire situation flow in a way in which everyone ultimately benefits. Chaos is not conducive to getting home alive, safely, or on time. Because the second you're not the strongest or sharpest or fastest or quickest or have the biggest car, that's it.
Be careful.
You lose.
Search for a stranger.
And there's always someone bigger and stronger and faster in everything in life, and smarter. Yes, Gleekin Soul, what can I do for you? This is old Magatha Grimtotem. I have many matters I must attend to, so please be quick.
Ah, at long last, the tablet of Bethamara. I was wondering if my partnership with Jediga had failed, or if the poor orc had found her death in Azshara. I'm glad she was successful. Bethamara was one of the Highborn's most influential alchemists. The wizard alone was said to have mastered transmuting metals, among other things.
Ah.
Take this note to Jediga. Tell her the payment will be here for her when she returns. And tell her I am pleased with her work. Go swiftly, adventurer. Tell your master I will be awaiting her here.
Well, she's not my master. First of all, don't get it twisted. Second, so she has let us know this is an alchemy-related thing. Again, poison. Seems to be poison. We know Magatha is shady. So anyway, not to belabor that point, my old man whining and moaning, but when it was all over, like, that, I kind of made a connection between that frickin' person with the ore, where I was like, this is the exact same kind of person that would go up when you're in the middle of looting the ore and just get that one little ore pick in
when
there.
Mounted on the back of a wind rider,
they don't care about
its reputation for strength and speed is well earned.
Being rude if they can get even the slightest little gain. And I'm not going to say I haven't been there, you know, like, in the frustration of farming blasted lands. Like, I've walked up on, like, let's say I'm hunting the vultures. I've walked up on someone who is fighting one vulture, and the second vulture has aggroed onto them because they spawn in, like, a duo. And they're fighting one, so they obviously need the vultures, and they're probably going to turn their attention to the second vulture when they finish killing the first. They've aggroed it on, they've taken the hits, and I've shot a frostbolt and pulled that second vulture for myself to kill if vultures is what I'm farming. So, is that... they didn't tag it? Is it wrong? They clearly were doing something with it. They needed it, but so did I. In that particular instance, when everyone is grinding these, it's questionable for me. I feel like it's kind of fair game. Same thing with the thorium. The thorium is not as bad as this kid getting in the car line, because ultimately that person that tagged the thorium, well, at the end of the day, we all need thorium, and who am I to question their motives? Like, maybe they're just getting thorium to sell on the auction house or whatever, in which case it's kind of more gross, whereas I'm doing it to actually complete quests and level up my blacksmithing, which I feel like is a more noble cause. I'm only out there farming what I can use. But you could argue that gold is essential to certain things, like to certain playstyles. It is. You need gold in order to go participate in GDKP and all that stuff. And if that's how you play, then it is essential. And it is as important, maybe more important. So, while I still think the person was a douche, I understand their douchiness, where it's coming from. They just were okay with being a douche to get what they want. And that's... people are like that in all areas of life. Talk to any salesman. Most likely that's what you're going to encounter. But this kid at the carpool line... no. Unacceptable. So that was a nice rant. We're flying now to Marshall's Refuge. Unfortunately, we have got to go to Freewind Post, then kick over to Tanaris, and then kick back over. So we have a minute of flight here. We have 17, 18 minutes. It'll probably take us close to 5 to get there, and then it'll take us another few to walk over to the Silithus. We'll open up that flight path. Then another couple to walk over there. So, like I said, we're going to have 5 to 10 minutes. My estimation seems to be still on point. 5 to 10 minutes with which to kill these elementals. I would just grind it out and say, let's just do it, run the episode a little long, but with 30 elementals to kill, that's quite a bit. So then let's anticipate how long it's going to take us to kill. So I would imagine we're going to take, of our next episode, probably a solid 20 minutes killing these guys. Okay, then we will be hearthing or flying back to, we will Hearthstone back to Orgrimmar, which is instantaneous, and then a short flight, less than 5 minutes, to land here, to turn in these quests, figure out what's going to go on with Betrayed. I guess let's find out what Betrayed entails, since I cannot remember that quest line. I don't really want to... Alright, so we bring in the letter to her. She will have us go kill those blood elves. So we'll walk up. So we could have married that with our other one. We're going to have to kill 20 total blood elves. Then... oh, yeah. Then we kill like a little leader blood elf, which is actually not that hard. And ultimately we'll have to go bring it back to Orgrimmar. Okay. So not too bad, killing 20 blood elves and a leader blood elf. So we will turn that in. And we'll walk up and do that quest line. Killing the 20 blood elves. Doing that. Making our way back. We'll probably be getting close to the 1 hour mark at that point in time. Then we will go get these. That's going to be quick. Water walk out here. So maybe 10 minutes. Then we hearth back to Orgrimmar. We turn in our Betrayed questline. And then we will have to tram our way over to Undercity to turn in the little poison questline that we'll have on that right here, the Seeping Corruption. That's pretty easy. All of these things will be done. Oh, I forgot to check off Kim Jail's missing equipment. When did we finish that one? We must have finished it like right away. I just never clicked it off. Okay, so that one should be done too. So we have those two, these that we're working on, the delivery quests. Yeah. So I think that's going to be like, I think we're in solid shape to finish on the next episode. It's going to happen. We're going to finish the next episode. Even if we have to run like 10, 15 minutes long, whatever, we're finishing. So Thursday, and I anticipate I should be able to make the episode Thursday. I do have, my slammed week is coming up. One of my slammed weeks of the year coming up this week. But my heaviest days are going to be Monday and Thursday. So we will deal with that. Yeah. Yep. You know, I thought about making a... I just was having a major work moment. There's something I do where I have to, basically after day one, I have to run this massive report, and you kind of filter and clean, and you use that report I use it to make a sheet that basically leaves me kind of like a jobs left undone where in the system. So I can then pull, but normally I find the list of all of these things, and it's normally 300 or 400. It actually normally populates as around 400 or 500. I then go clean through and I see which ones are legit, which ones were expected and I already have a plan for, which ones are, you know, some of them are wrong, like they just need to fall off the system kind of thing. That's going to happen. But when all is said and done, after I do the cleaning, I then usually have to manually enter, like manually input these, like another couple hundred lines into another sheet, or into a different program, not a sheet, one by one, to create this other like program of what really needs to be done. Now I just had this, there is a way to mass... You tie some codes into each line and you can kind of mass batch these things. I haven't done that in the past, but this year I left these like strip codes on. Anyway, that's boring crap. That's me getting into the weeds. But anyway, I just had this realization that I perhaps could mass batch it and get it done pretty easy. I think so. Alright, so we are heading our way into Silithus. Whatever. Okay, we were at 12 minutes. Again, right on my anticipated schedule. It's going to just take us a couple minutes to walk to this place, get the flight path, and then walk back over. So again, I said 5 to 10 minutes, and I think we're going to be sitting right at around 7, 8 minutes when we get there. Right where I anticipated. Valor's Rest. This is going to be a neat zone to do. I don't think I've ever done Silithus. I've never played it outside of when it was defunct. I've never played it when it was in its original state like this. I don't think I've... Maybe, I think... Wrath of the Lich King. I think this whole Alliance and Horde Silithus collection thing? I don't freaking know. Scouring the desert. Find and deliver Silithist. Yeah, so that's part of this. That will be a PvP thing we do at least once. I mean, it's going to be cool. Cenarian Outriders. I am interested in doing this zone. It'll be a neat. This will be the last zone we do. This is the first kind of zone where WoW is like, well, what if we made a zone that would sort of give people repeatable quests to do, you know, as they are trying to get themselves ready for raiding. Which is now part and parcel. That's all freaking Warcraft is now. They drop a pretty neat set of zones, and then that's it. Everything they drop every 3 months, 6 months is just a new zone to help get you through the next 6 months, where you just raise your item power through daily quests. That's all WoW is. That's 75% of World of Warcraft, unfortunately. And it's the part that I don't like about the game. I mean, it's okay. It's whatever. I've done it. I don't hate it. I just would rather... There's so much else about the game that I make the real 75%
Where would you like
of my
to
game.
fly to?
Alright, so now we've unlocked that.
Ancestors.
And now we're going to work our way down across the killing fields of the bugs over to the elementals. I don't know why we had been here on Alliance, but we never came here on Horde. That's kind of weird. I don't know why we did that. What brought us out here on Gleek and Tessa that did not bring us out here on any of the other characters? I don't freaking know. No clue. Mate. Ah, man. They're elites? Oh, jeez. Guys are all elites too. Not only are they Silithus, but they're elite Silithus. Good. That guy at least is not an aggro-y. What? Did I just get DC'd? Maybe I did. This is... Yikes. And now they're helping him. I don't know why, but I guess I didn't get DC'd. Come on, don't fight me, man. I didn't fight you. Oh, no. This was a bad idea. Do I not have any Oh, bro. I couldn't find those tubers that I had. Maybe I used them all. I am going to reincarnate to get my butt out of here. But I could use this Night Dragon breath. I just don't want this stupid... We're almost out of the hot zone. We got really unlucky, first of all, to... get disembarked so early in the process. So early in the... Also, I used this stupid thing, which was... Oh, look, there's a rumbler. I guess let's start our first thing. Alright, so I don't need... So many mobs right here. At least these guys are not elite. I do not need to do Lightning Shield, because Lightning Shield is pointless for these guys. So what can we do instead? Since I won't be using Lightning Shield, we'll be using Flame Shock. Sure. Where's this guy? Whirling Invader. Not even the right time. That thing doesn't... So here's somebody else fighting. Stone Guard Etho. I will be having to drop. Okay, so 1 of 15 done. Okay, so we're gonna now eat up, where are my windberries? There we go. And I'll drink one of those potions. So here we are out. We are sitting at 5.5 minutes, 6 minutes of time. So we'll go till 11:30 server time. I don't know what that Whirling Invader is. I am going to drop some... He's probably on the same quest as me. We could kill them together if we wanted to, but I'm not going to press it upon them. But I will be... I don't even know what the heck this thing is. A portal somebody made? Alright. That thing. The Wind Reaver? See, that's it must be some kind of event or something. Because these guys are not normally out here. I've done this a few times now. We did it once on the other episode, and I've done it. So this is my 4th time doing it. So yeah, if I put one of these on, yeah, see, there's no point. They did take out my fire totem, which I don't like. Kind of weird. Yeah, they're annoying because of that stupid. They do hit hard. This happened to us too on our paladin. Okay, there's just not really a good way around it. They hit hard. Okay, and we're gonna just ameliorate it. We're gonna use resources as much as we can. Oh no, we didn't kill the second one. Great. Okay, fine. We're gonna continue to use these as much as we can. Okay, he can cast one too. Got one there. Look, that guy just spawned. Great. So now I have this stupid whirling invader that is spawned. Maybe that guy will help me. Yeah. Thanks. So he needs these whirling invaders. Maybe it's a quest he's on. Okay, so yeah, this is a hot mess trying to fight these guys out here. Let's go someplace else. Or I mean, we can't really. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to pony up a little bit right here. Oh man. That lightning storm is annoying too. The fact that they hit so hard with nature damage is annoying, and then the fact that they constantly make you move off of your spot because of stupid lightning storm. Also annoying. Second one coming in. Man, it's a little low. I can't even afford to use another flame shot. We're gonna have to continually drink. We've killed 5. Go ahead and drink another one. I think we have time for 1 to 2 more kills, which is a good start. You know, we are... That's all that I really wanted to do was... We came out here with around 5-6 minutes to go, and we're killing more than... We're killing... More than 1 per minute, even if it slows down and we average to 1 per minute, it's fine. Okay. We're gonna kill 1, maybe 2 more. So I think we have the mana for that. Gonna heal off. I'm probably, most likely the Earth Elementals are gonna be immune to... That's part of why my damage was down. I allowed my Wind Fury weapon to wear off. Okay, let's get 1 more kill. Got an Essence of Air. I mean, that could also be why they're here. That person might be here for the Essence of Airs. I don't know. I don't know their life. Here I am. Here's this Stupid lightning bolts. Alright, so we managed to get about a quarter of this quest done. Actually, we have time. Let's do one more. We got time. Let's get one more guy. Why not? Nah, what are you doing, that punk? Okay, so you leave that up there. Ooh. I can't do offense, but I can get a heal. And then maybe I'll be able to throw in one more flame shot if it's enough. Going. Maybe he's actually doing both. Maybe he's out here farming essences of air. Something like that. Air, you know. Maybe that's why he's doing it. Who knows? Alright, so that's pretty good. I'm a little sketched out about what happens here, but I'm going to log out. We're going to log for here for today. We did a quarter of this quest already, so we should be pretty good. We will have 22, so yeah, it'll take us 20-ish minutes, maybe a pinch more to finish this quest. We start the next one, and we'll be able to go and zoom out around the world. Thank you everybody so much for watching and listening and tuning in. If you like what you've seen, make sure to subscribe, continue to support the show. You're awesome. Leave comments, even though the past couple comments I've got been a little weird. Yeah, check me out on Patreon too. We do the same stuff for Assassin's Creed 2. We're going to be continuing the next sequence of that game. We do the whole thing, Assassin's Creed universe, where I play all the games and I look at all the lore together. So thank you, and see you guys next time. We got another episode in the pipe. 5 by 5.